Greetings and salutations, everyone. Let's get this party started. I think I should apologize real quick for being late this morning. Had a rough Sunday into a rough Monday, so kind of dealing with the fallout of the various things. Oh, excuse me. Also, I logged on and I rolled my daily dice rolls, and I rolled my goal rolls first and got a 98. Picked up 10,000 experience points, a greater mysterious remnant boost, and an acid hair dye. All things I'm very happy to grab. Hey, good morning, Deathless. And then I rolled again. Rolled a 90 on my silver roll. Picked up 500 experience points. And a mana pot. So, today may or may not be a really good day. I guess we'll find out, won't we? So, like I said, I'm running a little bit behind, and I do apologize for that. But I'm going to try to pull my head out of my bum here. So we need to go get some level 3 spell components. And it doesn't look like we need to sell. Looks like we basically took care of that last time. Excuse me. Level 13 stuff. Should we... We're probably going to need at least a Vile Blasphemy, right? At the very least. We need to be able to yell Power Drain a couple of times. Power Drain! Alright, anything else that we actually need to worry about here? I don't think so. I think for the most part, everything after this point is fine. I can't think of anything else really off the top of my head. Unless I was really to give up this Strength and Constitution Bracer, which I'm just not yet. If I could find another strength item someplace, I'd consider it. Yeah, I don't think there's anything off the top of my head. Good morning, Wood. Alright, so we got 3,000 shots. It's probably fine for now. Alright, let me think. If I remember correctly, where we left off last time, we were going to go do two more quests out in Necro 4. I think is where we were. So let's go take a look at that. I think we're actually going to go the long way. Brandy is subbing for Yolanda. Oh, good morning, Brandy. So we're gonna go this back way here and pick up these quests for later, so we don't have to come back down here and get them. Let's kind of do the go pick it up thing. She says hello back, or hi back, and it is her first time on Twitch. Well, just remember to keep everything in your shirt and you'll be good to go. Apparently, I don't know, I don't think I've actually ever watched this girl stream, but somehow I ended up following her on Twitter. She does a lot of like, let's grow together, retweet your Twitch channel and this, and I'll retrink it, stuff like that. And I woke up this morning, I was checking my Twitter feed, and she made an announcement that she's banned for 3 days on Twitch. And she said that she was really drunk and that she made a mistake that never should have happened if she was sober, so she's banned for 3 days. So I suspect that she may have showed some skin that she wasn't supposed to. Again, I don't know. I don't think I've ever actually watched her stream. Maybe I watched a couple of minutes here, a couple of minutes there. But she doesn't play like games that I'm into, so I literally only follow her to network the show. Alright, how do we want to start this morning? Do we start with the complicated one that involves a lot of words for the first one? No, we'll start with the easy one. Start the easy one, give my brain a couple of minutes to warm up. So I'm still very asleep. Trying to get things going. I put some pain cream on a little bit ago. I got up, I don't know, 3 hours ago, give or take, because pain got bad enough. I got up and took some CBD oil this morning. Let's see. I guess I can put this necklace back on. So a friend of mine heard that I was having a rough weekend, and he sent me this necklace. It's like magnets and jade, or I don't know what it is. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I have no real idea. It's another holistic thing, and all it tried to do was choke me all day yesterday. My head was pretty tore up, and wearing his little necklace didn't do anything. Ironically, and I don't know how true it is, my wife bought me this amber thing for Christmas, and I only wear it during the day, and I keep it at my computer desk. But my pain was much lower, I think. It probably has nothing to do with that. It's probably all just in my head, but I did have lower pain. So hopefully I'll put this back on and I'll just feel better all day today. Good morning, Talab. How's it going, buddy? As soon as I think my throat's done being an a-hole, we'll get started. Between my throat and my head this morning, I'm just like not really ready already. Wow. Somebody is rolling in that money from that trip. Ordering up secret lairs. Let's fire off our hat. Alright, let's get to it, shall we? I still got a little bit more of the throat gunk here. The other big news of the weekend is that Remington moved home. He's back. So we'll see if we have a half drowsy Remington appear on the stream at any point this morning. Relax is $50. Hey man, it's rolling in the dough for me right now. Let's see, what did I do? I did like 5 releases and 1 without the pre-release prize. But I covered one of those. I covered for a person, and that person ended up getting me like 7 packs of prize packs as well as the kit. And then I didn't do that great. I think I got something like around 20-ish packs. So I opened a bunch of stuff. Nothing super crazy. Like, I got the fancy art Elspeth, and that's probably the fanciest thing that I got. Yeah, it's for Magic. Don't worry, we'll be switching off of Magic Talk in just a minute. But, so right now, I'm, like, trying to look at cards I want to get in Magic, and I'm just like, whew. Spent almost all of my... I think I have... Since we didn't draft on Saturday, I have... $27.50. So... It's been weird. Said I'm just trying to figure out what I want from the new set, so I can keep an eye out for it. I kind of want to put together a Perforos deck. The problem is that if you're doing that, you're playing it in Modern. I don't think it's good enough in Modern, but Sneak Attack's real good, even if it's a little bit overcosted. Like, laid out this insane scenario of like throwing out a pig and then having the pig throw out like that 7/7 legendary flying dragon, and then the 7/7 goes back to your hand, the pig dies, and then you can Perforos the 7/7 out next turn. So that, I think, is probably like one of the best things you can do with it right now. Yeah, you can get those. They'll come up. You can also go buy whatever the equivalent of a fat pack. It's called something else now. And it's like what, 25 or 30 bucks, and you get like a pack of all the lands and yada yada yada. Alright, well, we spent 10 minutes trying to wake up, so let's get started. Greetings and salutations, everyone. It's time for Necropolis Part 3. No, Part 4. Part 3. Part 2. Wow, look at that. Part 3, Part 2. Maybe we should call this Necropolis 3B. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But basically, we have Tomb of the Unhallowed and Tomb of the Tormented left on this walkthrough series. So let's just get started. Let's warm up. It's first thing in the morning for me, so I'm trying to wake up a little bit. So let's wake up with the easier of the two, Tomb of the Unhallowed. One of the really awesome things about this quest is it's actually like a baseball diamond. So we're going to fight our way out to the corners, and then we're going to... Each corner has a an offshoot, then you have to come back down to the corner. And there'll be bosses. And then as we clear each corner, we'll come back and things will be great. It'll be pretty sweet. So we're going to go right up the middle first. It's the only other doors that open. Keep an eye out for traps. There like to be spike traps all over the place. And yeah, I mean, once you with those couple of things in mind, this quest is actually pretty simple. Of course, we're also going to be doing it with our, you know, our ranged built like kick butt machine, so it'll be easy anyway. Looks like Talab dropped a copy of the USS Fat Halfling emote in with some mouse ears and a mouse nose on top. Nice. This collectible right here was one of the collectibles. Once I had the opportunity to come in here on casual, on the hardcore server, I'd ran in here and not ransack because you don't ransack collectibles. But I would come in here and farm a collectible like crazy. It's one of the ones I needed for excuse me, either the fire or the sonic spell power crafting.
When an altar is
probably Sonic, because I crafted a lot of Sonic spell power items on the hardcore server. So it is a good one for looting. I'm not gonna bother with let's bother with collectibles. They're breakables, I think. Stop it. Switch to the fireball. Root arm here. See, the problem is there's a lot of like sarcophaguses and stuff, but I think we'll manage. Alright, so you're gonna go in each of these, like I said, it's a baseball diamond, right? So each of these diamonds, it's going to have a point, and then you're going to get offshoot up here. You're going to hit one of these altars, and these altars will basically lock you into this little evil room section, where you'll be in the the Thora environmental effect, which means your healing is halved, which is already pretty punished because you're in Reaper mode. Make this guy go bye-bye. As well as, obviously, it's a little bit darker on the screen, which is unpleasant, but not the end of the world. And then you can just walk back out. So once that's turned on, it stays on. And you're going to have a situation that at each of the top peaks, it's going to do it. And then when you go back into the middle, it's going to do it again. So right here, you're going to notice that it's going to switch it again. We're going to have to slay like a special guy. If you can, like, because you're ranged, just walk back out and try to stay out of the field. If you can't do that, get the aggro of the things that can leave the field or leave that room and bring them back out. At least that's my strategy. Then one of the doors will open. It'll always be the same one. Just making sure that I was not telling you a load of pookie. And then the doors open. You'll continue on the way, playing the field. One of the nice things is you're going to notice that these undeads and the living creatures are going to be engaged in combat if you get into a room where there's both living creatures and undead. See? He's busy. So that lets you kind of come in and just like pick off whatever's got the biggest numbers. don't know what the breakables number is in this quest, but I feel like there's a bunch. Hey, I woke up enough to remember I have some short-term buffs. Alright, now every one of these between corners, there's an opportunity that this door is trapped pretty nastily. So just give it a second, make sure that you're clear. There'll be nasty spike traps if it is a problem. See, there's some more spike traps right there. Alright, where's the box? Look at stuff later, Nathan. So, my friend Nathan, he's on the stream once in a while as a viewer, but he's been sending me deck lists the last couple of days. We've been trying to put a thing together. He's got a tournament coming up in a little while. Yeah, we're just kind of walking down these hallways a little slow because we don't want to walk into spike traps so we can help it. I want to get healed up. I'd like to get healed up before I walk into this room. Lots of shenanigans right here. So explode. I guess we can pick off some of this trash up here. That's going to have to wait until either after the recording, or at the very least after the recording, or later on. Alright, let's talk about right here. You may notice this giant glowy wall. Woo! There'll be a trap box right here. Apparently just a little bit above my search. Auto search. Looks like Talab has looked up the bonuses for us. 44, 54, 70. So how close are we? We're at 39. So another amazing thing about the wiki, someone has typically recorded those things for you. So you can always use the wiki as a how many guide. Alright, let's get us a web and a firewall. We don't want to throw our fireball out until after our web is down. Web is down. Apparently I left a pick somewhere. We did leave a pick somewhere. Pick that up. Alright, sorry about that. Alright. Keeping our eye open here. So we're going to have another spawn. Believe... Yeah, I was going to say, I believe this is the flesh golem. The flesh golem will leave the room.
Flesh golem's demise.
Web and firewall for the rest. I guess we could have technically tried to web the flesh golem, but I didn't want to waste time having a fire or Archon champ chasing me around the room. It seemed like a bad plan. know what? I'm going to switch back to the other rune arm for now. I want to be able to just fire my rune arm willy-nilly. That's why I got it. I didn't get it to not fire willy-nilly. Oh, apparently... Either that or I'm just going to stop casting web. One of the two. There's definitely a Plague Reaper we caught right there that spawned in as we killed an elf. Cavalier? Cadaver? Sorry, Cavalier. Cavalier and Cadaver is basically the same. Practically the same. You always go to the obituary home. The obituary home. I'm just gonna stop talking this morning. No, I'm not. But I should. Just checking these doors. You always go to the funeral home and watch the cab. Nah, I'm done. Alright, so this door opens when all the bad guys in this hallway have perished. Clearly something has not perished. Oh, never mind. Must have perished, but not signified everything. Alright. So I like to kind of work my way around the room, whatever I think is going to be the most dangerous to like deal with. I'll blow up this one sarcophagi. Good job, auto search. I wonder if it's time to put a spot item back in our gear list. Although we should be wearing our Raven Sight set. Let's just confirm that it is in fact on. Sometimes you have to toggle that stuff on or off, I found. Yeah, I want to make sure that I have as many hit points as possible for manifesting these zones. You never know, like earlier, you know, I was busy talking instead of doing the quest hardcore. You never know when you can just get yourself dead. Because you're not paying attention. Alright, so this one should be the... Yeah, I'm trying to think of what it's called. The quail. Oh, he's a tough one too, the demon soul. I'm not sure, but yeah, I thought I saw a control panel light up. I want to talk about these optionals for a second. As you go around the outside, you will mostly take care of this optionals. In the event that you're a little bit in trouble, you if you go down a hallway that you haven't gone down before, like to the center room, the odds are very strong that you will clean up the missing. Again, the challenge is that because you're going in a big diamond shape, aka a circle, you're going to be tempted to not necessarily go too far down a hallway that you haven't been before. This is the vampire fight. But if you are interested in getting all the optionals, a little bit of backtracking, or not backtracking, but like exploration on your way out is a good way to just kind of clean up anything that's missing. Pneumonia, Mark of Law. Phone is going cray. To check and see, make sure there's not an actual emergency intermittent. Alright, so that should be basically everything. Not quite. Not quite. We must have to go through some of those other hallways. Alright, so you're trapped. You may notice a ladder. Sam, why is there a ladder? Because it fell down as you try to go up the ramp. No way. If your jump is very good, you can jump up here. Just like that. And not have to pin yourself into that ladder. Oh, there's two more. There's two more on that side too. Great. But yeah, all those staircases that break away, you can jump up to them with them. Alright, what did we miss? Was there an invisible guy? Aha! See you. Invisible guy who never wanted to be seen. Alright, so we're gonna get this vampire, and like I said before, we could just go straight to the middle here. We could D-door, we could, there's a lot of different options, but I don't think we're going to, well, it depends on how many of these Undying Gothics are actually. I don't think there's enough to get the quest completed. We'll probably just fight our way up this hallway. Another really good rule of thumb when fighting vampires in general is to make sure that your back is always facing open areas, never walls. So like, if I was fighting this vampire guy and I was here, up against this wall, let me turn around so you can see what I'm looking at. He'll try to teleport in behind me and he'll end up getting himself stuck on the wall. Which, in normal pen and paper, that would be fine. We'd be down for that. But in DDO, the monsters can exist in that little extra-dimensional space, and that's real bad. Alright, so we need 2 more Gothics, preferably in this this room right here. This guy's gonna fall out of the ceiling. I always like to just like put a firewall and and a web in the middle if I can. Just some sort of AoE type action to kind of get things started. Now, looks like we're not going to get our 2 Gothics. We'd have to go up one of these other tunnels. How much experience is it going to be for 2 more kills here, basically? We're talking another 1,300 experience. Yeah, okay. We'll go peek down like this tunnel real quick. Looks like these are cadavers. Alright, we'll go peek down the other tunnel. They're probably in this tunnel. And I'm not gonna go all the way to that end of the quest to mess with it. When it was real fast, it was no big deal. Alright, so the other thing to do, in my opinion, is to tab around till you find the doorway. I can never find this doorway without really carefully tabbing around and looking. It's such a pain. Alright, talking about such a pain, we have Tomb of the Tormented. A lot of people dislike this quest because they find it to be really challenging. I don't find it to be particularly challenging normally. There's a couple of tricks that we're going to talk about as we do it. Again, some of these, some people are going to have issues with. They're going to say, "Hey, that's very close to violating the spirit of the quest." And yeah, we're gonna see what ends up happening, basically. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and break the breakables. Again, this is another quest that I break the breakables in, not because I want to break breakables, but because I want to just have all this junk clear if I can. Who says that this is going to be close to breaking the spirit of the quest? A couple of people. I sometimes say that as well, actually, about this quest. The way I do it, it's not always the most you'll see what I mean here in a second. You'll just see. So we're going to clear all this gunk. Okay, and now that the gunk is cleared in this room, we're going to walk over here to this grate. And it's going to be like, oh, well, if only we had some meats.
A ramp rises into this chamber.
Well, as we knock down these tormented souls over and over and over again, we're going to get the meats. These guys on the ground are tall enough to break our line of sight on our spells. So, what we need to do is we need to get these rats to this hallway. Alright, but there's bad guys along the way. We got a dog. We have stuff in general. Now, for these dogs, what we want to do is we just want to give them a little love tap. Okay, remember that sound goes through grates, which is where some people will be like, this is not cool. I'm just going to continue to love tap this guy out of the way here. Here we go. Although him like zerging off like a crazy person's not cool either. Alright. Now we're going to lead the rat out of the maze here. Now, I've had really good luck if putting the rat in a straight line. So you only have to do where the turns are at. But I know a lot of people have difficulty with that, and they end up having to put in... Yeah, that dog is just going crazy. So we gave him a little love tap. He's aggroed on us. Which is why we did that. Why we just kind of like gave him some loving. This guy should respawn. I did. We should basically be able to turn around in a second, and the door should be mostly open. And we can like track our rat by the green. It looks like he's aggroing our rat, which is not cool, man. So we need to refresh here. The rat will turn around and be like, oh wait. I don't know why that guy continued to run around. You'll notice like this one over here, we gave him a love tap and he just stood still. Just stayed aggroed on us. As long as he didn't see the rat. So the fact that we love tapped him over here and he like continued to zerg back and forth across the map is a little bit aggravating, I guess, but it's fine. Big deal. We always do. Alright, then we're going to put Durham over here on attack mode. He can kill these guys all day if he wants. I don't care. We'll probably end up moving him a couple of times. Alright. Now this door, the rat got here. As you see, he's crawling in there, which means that this door is open. We're going to do more of the same. We're going to basically clear all the shenanigans. Break all their sarcophaguses. And just get all the junk cleared. This is the part of the quest that makes it so long, is getting all the trash cleared when you're by yourself. If you're in a group and you can have person A, you know, do the clearing, person B work the maze, and person C, you know, kind of help A, and then also be sure to keep an eye on the foods situation, the rotted flesh situation, then it really kind of speeds this quest up a ton. Also helps if that person can like do the traps. There are some traps in the floor that help the rats. Another thing you have to be careful of is because there are some spells that go through the floor, right? And again, we're harnessing a couple of those to our advantage here or there. But because there are a couple of different spells and effects that can go through the floor, you want to be careful a lot to make sure that you're only making attacks that go through the floor when you want them to go through the floor. Because if you damage monsters in certain rooms, you're going to want to keep the monsters active. So what does that mean? So like right here, you'll notice that there's a carcass eater walking around. And we're going to harness, probably not that carcass eater, but we're going to feed it over here. And we'll let it go. But instead, we're going to feed this carcass eater on this far side of the map. Stop. No one loves you. And we're gonna negotiate him over here to this button region. So the carcass eater, as long as he's not hostile, meaning that he hasn't been attacked or anything ridiculous, he will. You can lead him around with the meat. Okay. And the really nice thing about that again, is going to be that this way you can just keep the rat on the right path. I'm going to go ahead and kill this thing / love tap it here. And the same thing for this dog over here. We're just going to get rid of it. Alright, so now that doorway's closed. The rat's over here. We're going to put a piece of meat down this tunnel. And then we'll send him back out there to wait. That tunnel's going to open. Our rat can walk forward. Now we don't have to... we'll have to send our rat all over the place. And in fact, as soon as we know that he's actually moving, which he's not because I don't see him, as soon as I know he's past this door plate, we can maneuver this rat to start walking back in. So we're going to look at this puff of smoke, see that he's on his way. We're going to go ahead and manipulate our other rat to work the door.
On the floor switch causes the doors in the maze to change their position.
We're going to watch our little rat go right by. Alright, do it again. Maybe I did not need to do that second one. I'm just so used to having to do that several times that...
The floor switch causes the doors in the maze to change their position.
Yeah, I think it was too early. Alright, speaking of early, we gotta keep an eye on that dog over there. Alright, that should be in place. Sometimes you have to like move the rat here for it to not break. We'll see if he's going today. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's going today. Showing you all the ways that this is not working.
The pressure on the floor switch causes the doors in the maze.
Alright, so this rat should step out here and then walk over to this direction. Now, as long as this dog does not aggro it super quickly, should be in reasonable shape. If that dog does start to aggro him, then we need to go put it down. Alright, but we should be in good shape now. Rat's already moving to this meat. Which means we can just finish it up. Deal with this guy shooting ball lightning at us. Check our various meat situation. And then the rat should open that up pretty quickly. Alright, looks like there's a couple more shenanigans back here that we managed to get through before they timed to break open. And I'm going to just ignore them. Alright, this is the last room. This is one of the ones that people tend to have the most difficulty with. And again, I think it's mostly because people don't take advantage of the NPC rats. And they don't always disable the traps. So keep those things in mind. Ooh, we got tripped. Keep in mind that there are ways to speed this one up. We're gonna do our best here to get it done. I think we'll be okay. But again, as long as you do not inadvertently damage the NPC rat, particularly the one, either the one over here or the one over on that side, then you'll be in good shape. So what we're going to be able to do is we're going to be able to take this rat. It's already on his way. We're going to just start feeding it so it comes around to this button. This is the best button. It's the shortest one. But if you have to, you can lead the other rat all the way around to this button. I guess I need to finish with the control panel before I spin the screen around. Alright, why are you not eating the food I left you? Are you already misbehaving? There he goes. Now he's eating it. Now he's on the hook. Alright. Hook is baited. So in this situation, we're going to pull the rat out this way. Our rat. We want to make sure that we keep an eye out so this guy doesn't get in line of sight. Durham, I thought we had an agreement there, bud, that you were gonna those guys over there. Okay, so now we should be good to walk past here. That guy should be all the way around out of the way. Once he's past this door, we'll have this rat pull the lever and then back up. And now what we're going to do is we're going to prep the rest of this walkthrough right here. And what we want to do is we want to make sure that we can, that our rat will go to this cubby. And we're going to do that as soon as we can get this to start. As soon as this spinny blade trap starts to leave, we're gonna hit that button. Alright, and we're also gonna go ahead and feed this rat while we're waiting in hopes that we won't need it. But if we do need it, it'll be in position. Alright, so this rat should be almost in that cubby. Which means we're gonna start prepping to the next cubby. But we're gonna make sure that we keep that line of sight free so he doesn't start taking off. Alright, so make sure there's food here, food there, food here, food there. 3 negative levels. What jerks. Alright, so now, once again, as soon as the trap leaves, we're going to get started. Every like, based on your reaction speed, is how many extra hit points this guy's going to have by the time he gets over here. He could have a whole lot, or he could have not that many. Can I get a fresh death wood, please? Thanks, buddy. Looks like in our situation we're in great shape. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have our rat manipulate the door for us.
The pressure on the floor switch causes the doors underneath.
And now we can just send our rat over here. Just got to make sure that you have enough time to get through right here. In this case, we should be fine. spinny blades there. We're now out of the area where the spinny blade's a problem. So we're good. Alright, so we're gonna take our rat to here, and now that he's past that point, we can just manipulate this rat again. So that should open this door for us. So our rat should be... I don't know why he's not moving. Oh, we're out of food. Did we get out of food? Huh. Did we not have food here? No, we had food here. So where did that food not go in? Strange. Alright, well, let's grab a couple more pieces of food here. Just a couple.
The pressure on the floor switch causes the doors in the maze to change their
I'm
position.
gonna get our rat right here, and then we're going to manipulate this door again.
The pressure on the floor switch causes the doors in the maze to change
And
their
then
position.
bam. See, so as long as you can control both rats, the rat that we want and the rat that our undead rat and the regular rat to work the levers, this goes very quick. Right, like it took us, what, 7 minutes to do this room? And that's with us having to stop and kill multiple champions that spawned and yada yada yada. Stuff that, if you had more people, you would not have to deal with nearly as
Spewing
often.
blood, the rat succumbs to his wounds. The Guardian of Torment has fallen.
Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and grab some other goodies here. So you'll notice in this room right here there's a silver key. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk down here. Now this is the second tunnel. So here's our Tormentor ward. And a nice collectible. We're going to hit the button.
The pressure on the floor switch causes the doors in the maze to change their position.
We're going to work our way through. I think that silver key is just like right here somewhere. This is where the rats are at. Ah, it's in with these rats. Of course. How could I have forgotten? And we're just gonna detour back. Maybe we're not gonna just detour back. Never mind. Walk through the maze, Duke Nukem style. Boop. Alright, so now we want to go to, I think, the first one. Just have to, like, click around. Remember where this bonus chest is at. Pretty sure it's in the... Nope, it's in this one. This is an interesting quest to consider spawning epic tokens in, or not epic tokens, mysterious fragments in, because some of these guys infinitely respawn. Alright, so there'll be a button, should be a button right there. So we'll use this rat really quick to pull the button. I thought there was a button on each one of these, but there's also another button over there. I'm pretty sure it's the same button through the whole quest. So In this case, we're going to walk around to where that rat's actually at. We're going to hit the button. That'll let us pass the door. Run around this direction. This door will be closed, but there's a button right here. Alright, so this is where that spinny trap's at. I wasn't paying any attention to where it's actually located. And it does hurt quite a bit. If you can help it, you do not want to deal with it. This should be closed, yep. Because we're going to have to go back. It's too bad you can't disable this trap. I wonder how much damage it actually is. I know it's a bunch. Those undead rats have about 600 hit points. We only have about 600 hit points. That's fine. We'll be patient. We'll be patient. Put their buttons appropriately. Oh, okay, I guess we weren't going to be patient there. Bam, we did it. Give us our bonus treasure. This is just a regular bonus chest. It's just, I don't know, it's neat to go get every once in a while. But, yeah, so there you go. Tomb of the Tormented. How long did it take us? This had 20 minutes. And in that 20 minutes, we got 40,420 experience points and 439 Reaper. So all in all, pretty good little run. And again, you can shave that time off hugely if you have a couple more people to help do things. Even if those people are just there to help clean the trash out. As long as they're not accidentally setting off the accidentally AoEing down to make the NPC rats no longer respawn, you're in good shape. Alright, well that's Necropolis 3, Necro 3 Part B. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please smash the like button on that video. And I hope that gives you some clear instructions for how to knock out those couple of quests there. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon. Toodles. Alright. Oh, look at there. We got a Charisma upgrade tome. Nice. Anybody paid attention? Oh, returning dot or double shot of speed. Probably hard pass. Anybody have any questions on the quest there? Like, was there anything that I needed to, that I should re-explain for you, or? It all made sense to everyone? Everybody got it? No, there's no problems? Everything's good, Gueno? Alright, what's next on the agenda? We have room for a little bit more experience here in the level 11 range. Not a lot. It's like around 30,000. What do we want to do with this 30,000 experience is the question. I'm not sure. So we'll take a look in a second while we sell things off. Alright, let's looky. Alright, so we have Spawn or Whisper Doom, Raid the... Oh, we have all the Sands walk-ups to do. Offering of Blood. Oh, we got quite a bit of stuff to do. So we should probably go do some... We could go do all the Sands walk-ups one level above. So maybe we should go do Spawn of the Whisper Doom. We'd also do the Enemy Within. It's a longer one. That's not that big of a deal. Oh, while we're thinking about it, let's check my phone. Alright, nothing super important here. Interesting. Alright, so what I decided on, I think I decided on Spawn of the Whisper Doom, unless, or the Enemy Within. One of those two. Excuse me. You guys have a preference on either one of those? I don't know if we'll actually cast Nyax, but it's nice to have the option. It's nice to have the option. Now I have a chill. I might grab a hoodie or something. A hoodie or probably a jersey. Do I have a jersey right here? I do. Oh, I have my Army Ants jersey. My bright orange shirt and my dark green jersey. That makes everything good, right? As you can see, it's a TDSD town. My Army Ant. For those of you who know what that is. Woot. For those of you who don't, still woot. Hopefully we're good here. Otherwise we're about to be the bane of the... bane of the streamers here and have people sending us messages in the middle of recording videos. Alright, well the chat has not decided either direction, so... I have not done this one in a while. It's also filled with undead, and it is a longer quest. Here's +2 to our heal and diplomacy. Do we have any more favor that needs to be turned in? Silver Flame, I don't think is hit points. House P. House K. Keepers of the Feather doesn't give hit points. The 12 gives us a bag, not hit points. Coin Lords gives us bags. Green just gives us things. Huh. Yeah, we might have to... You know what, let's take a quick second and ride around and turn some of this stuff in really quick. Alright. I know it's just more time of me not doing a quest, but I kinda... I don't know which of these things give hit points anymore. So we might as well just ride around and grab them really quick. Hit points are good. No, not you. Alright, so we're pious. Or, we're not pious. Let's see. Right over here. I don't know why, but Montague here is like always the key NPC. And whenever I whenever I DM a quest here in Eberron, I always use that guy as like my main go-to guy. Knock out this free agent favor really quick as well. Again, some of these bonuses are junk and a lot of them are great, so we want to make sure that we get all of our bonuses here. Can we ride through this hole? Yes. This dude over here. Nope, it's this dude over here. That's the store. Okay. See a man about some House Fjarlin favor. I'm not as worried about House Kandark favor. And we know what that is. There's no bonuses there. Hide and perform. Oh no, our pendant of time fell in a hole. Okay. I don't know if the Barovian guys give us anything good besides the... Give us a bag and... Where was I? Oh yeah, we could add a couple things. These quests are also like level 11, right? I don't want to deal with these quests this life too. I forget what I was talking about. Text message came in and I read it and now my brain is melted. It's fine. Sleepless nights. No. Forget this quest is over here. Alright, doesn't matter. Let's do this quest. Greetings and salutations, everyone. We have a little bit of wiggle room left in our experience point tree here before we have to take level 14, so we're going to do Enemy Within. This is in the same quest as Sleepless Nights. And the quest giver is up here on this rock. You can go around this back way and pick up the quest, or you can jump around on the rocks.
It's a very intense moment. The chance to try something nobody's ever tried before.
Hey Smurfy, thank you very much. Subscribe for 12 months. Thank you. 1 year. I can't believe it has gone by so quickly. I appreciate it. Makes the worm hard. Makes the wow. What is words coming out of my mouth right now? Makes the heart warm. Yeah, that's it. Alright, so anyway, Enemy Within. And, yeah, let's get started. I have to point out that this is a pretty long quest compared to, like, Sleepless Nights and some of the other quests we've been doing. So you definitely want to make sure that you are prepared for a long one. Even on this build, it's going to take us a couple of minutes. We're not going to be able to just zerg through Super Happy Land. We'll go through it as quick as we can, but we're definitely going to, it's going to take us a little bit. So all of the previous area is boarded up.
Left doorway remains open.
So we have to go this way. We have to go down through those where the scratching was coming from. This also lets us pick up this Adventurers pack again. Nice. They're going to break that force field for us, and we can proceed on. Like I said, we're going to zerg through as much as possible here. You have to kind of watch these casters. They'll put out our firewall, but everything except for them should basically be matter just running over everything. The basic point of this quest is there's a squid face at the end of the quest that we have to take out, which means we need to get to said squid face, and there are many monsters along the way, including some crests that have to be gathered up to take out said squid face. What we can in the firewall. I don't know where they're going. This is one of the interesting quests where they have their frost bone skeletons, frost marrow skeletons, which means they take extra damage from fire spells. kind of interesting.
Your keen ears detect grinding gears and coiled springs ratcheting into position.
We're gonna see lots of little hallways like that, or corners like that, where there's... Oh, I was gonna get spell components, I forgot. Where there's going to be lots of, like, ranged mobs, casters, and a couple of other guys perched up around it to kind of get you. So just be aware of the fact that you're gonna round corners and there's gonna be bad guys up here. Often you'll have to get up on top to pull levers to open the doors. Thankfully, this is not one of the doors that we have to worry about. Firewall. The first time we did this quest, I remember we ran out of resources. Pretty heavy duty here. What was that force burst? Was it a Color of the Queen proc? Must have been. I do often purchase, in fact we should be using this. I do often purchase the Force Burst gem from the store. I really like it. I should probably get one and put it in like this Barovian crossbow. We should definitely be using this Barovian crossbow this quest. But the Ratcatcher just has a Ghost Touch gem in it. No, this Ratcatcher is empty. So yeah, I should definitely be... Should definitely have a couple of those Force Burst slots in there. Yeah, it does. It depends on the... that Force Burst gem does D6 per level of the item. So if you... Lost my cudgel. There it is. See it? There it is. There was our death. We died at level 13 because I thought I'd be able to get to that. I thought I'd be able to make it to that corner in time. That's alright. It's not your fault. Are you shooting at that guy? Anyway, yeah, I should definitely be... Question is, do we pick it back up again? Yeah, I guess we pick it back up again. We just need to make a mental note that we did lose it once. Boo. Boo, our first death. Well... Is that true? I feel like we died in the harbor somewhere. Our first death since we picked up the cudgel, anyway. But, anyway, so yeah, those rune arms, they'll do a d6 times the level of the weapon. So, if you imagine it's 3 points of damage on average, a rat catcher would be 8, so 8 times 3 is, what, 24? But on good rolls, you'll be able to increase that significantly. Alright, so back to the story. The first time we were in here, I can't remember who all was in this quest with me. I know it was me and Palibot, who was my friend Eli. I talked about Palibot before. And I don't remember if Tobrel was here or not. But we literally ran out of almost every single healing item we had. We used all the shrines in the quest. The only thing that was left that either one of us had for healing was he had like half of a candy cane left, and he was on his Warforged. His Warforged Paladin. And I had one, what was it called? A Titans. The Titans. Staff of the Titans? Wand of the Titan? It's called a Wand of the Titan. Okay, obviously not Wand of the Titan. Eternal Titan Wand. So that's what this bad boy is here. It didn't... Yeah, this is it. So, no, this isn't a new one. It has a legacy version of it here somewhere. So the old one, it recharged over time, but it was like one charge every 5 minutes or something. It doesn't look like they have the legacy version handy. But, so that was all the healing we had. So, we ended up, at one point, asking someone to bring us some scrolls. And I think that's when Tobrel may have joined us. He may have logged on and brought us some scrolls. Hey, Smurfy, thank you. DuckTales, question mark? Yes, please. Hopefully this doesn't make the video a problem, but if it does, we'll just re-record it next live. DuckTales. Woo! DuckTales up, I love that. Alright, so we've done dive once. Let's take a look at the wrap. Oh no, it's not. It's totally fine. If we end up re-recording the video, so be it. If we don't have to, that's even better. We already got you murdered. How much more can they take from us today? You're gonna get you murdered again. Whew. That it is one of the perks of doing these video recordings as part of the stream, is that people hopefully get to memorialize their support of the stream with you know, the various clips and stuff. So it's just an extra perk. So never feel sorry for donating $10 to the stream. Burn. Yeah, we had a real issue. And then Shu and I were doing this quest a few lives ago. Had the same problem. We ran ourselves out of healing, and Titan logged on to bring us scrolls, joined the quest, and never brought us any scrolls. So whenever you see Shu giving Titan a hard time about forgetting the scrolls, this is the quest where Titan didn't bring the scrolls. Alright, so we have a trap on this lever. Again, if you're crazy and good, you can pull that lever and like tumble off the edge. I am neither crazy nor good, so no tumbling over the edge for me. Right. This will be like basically the last batch of humans, if I remember correctly, for a moment. There might be a named human up here around the corner, but for the most part, this is basically it. Everything else in the rest of the quest is more or less undead or squid-faced. Don't forget your chesticle there. Oh man, I have to start keeping an eye on these darts too. Isn't any good? No. Yeah, well, it's good to know that we're probably just using Barovian darts for eternity. So Smurf says, I have a friend that does that all the time. He'll set off a trap, tumble out of it, and then you'll be stuck trying to disarm it with the trap right in his face. Yeah, that sounds about right, to be honest. Like, it's always a good time. I think you're gonna grab a Nightforge dart. Yeah, the Nightforge darts are really strong as well. And Sins, thank you for the host, my friend. Appreciate you. I'm not confirming anything in regards to alchemist stuff. I don't know yet. I'm not a person that normally like plays on the preview server, so I honestly don't know that much about it. Alright, so we have successfully made our way to the pathing to the end fight. But there's several doors that are locked with crests. We have to go both directions. There should be 3 crests on each side. And by should, I mean there is. And just kind of fight your way all the way down to the end. Trying really hard not to get stuck in more traps. I'd agree the Nightforge Spike is quite strong. I'm also a big fan of the Nightforge Stiletto for my dagger build, so I'm with you. Oh, it's gonna lag out real bad. see our attack animation. Oh, there's one that actually landed. Now we're dancing. Let's put Durod in attack mode and see if he wants to come and get this guy. Like, we could break out of this, but I don't know if we can go. Just I don't know if we're done with the lag to the point where we can actually just escape. Kind of interesting. Yeah, I'm not usually a Lamania guy. I seriously consider it for this update as well. Then I thought there's enough other streamers to take a look at it, so I don't need to worry about it. I died and cried for help last night because of a lag spike. Got murderized by magic missiles while I couldn't move. Yeah. That is like the heartbreaker. There's basically nothing worse than watching yourself croak when there's nothing you can do about it. Like, if you could... If you could... What? Oh, I'm getting shot at. That's what's going on. Like, there's no way I put myself exactly in the right spot to dodge these blade traps, but not in the right spot to not get shot. But yeah, there's nothing worse than that. Standing there watching yourself get beat up. This is part of the reason for the hardcore server. I'd like to see some sort of appeal process. I know it would be a real challenge to confirm, but I feel like there should be some sort of appeal process for certain kinds of deaths. So, like, for example, Beef, one of his characters got murdered in the Vault of Night quest, and the quest was completed, and the Vala animation, she fell down and died. Quest completed. And then there's an invisible wave of damage that went through. He healed, and another wave of invisible damage came through, and it was enough to take him out. It's like, to me, that's the kind of death that on the hardcore server you should be able to appeal. But it was just a matter of a lag bug where the server did not acknowledge her death until later. A bunch of other people that were standing there also took a big swath of damage. But he, as far as I could tell, was the only one that got hit on the second pass. We went back and we rewatched the replay several times. Alright, this room right here has a bonus chest and a secret door. One of these always has it, so depending on which way you go, you want to check both sides. Well, and it's aggravating because there is no way for you to kind of appeal. Like, it should be pretty commonplace that you get an appeal like that. And maybe it's just like a once per count kind of situation. Maybe that's part of what keeps it down. But there should be a way to verify something like that. You know, in his situation, it should be like they very easily could have looked at his character log and went, "Oh, you know, Vela died, the quest completed, and then you took, you know, 1,000 points of damage from Vela. Like, that's not right," and then fixed it. And then again, if you do like one per account, then people would save it for situations that were legitimate, I think, as opposed to just like every time they died you submit it and like, oh, it was lag. Again, that's more than just lag. That's something that shouldn't have happened. I think something along those lines would be really, really powerful for the good, to go towards the goodwill of people playing on the hardcore server sometimes. Which I'm actually very excited for. Again, I don't want to timestamp the video too much, but I'm looking forward to season 2 on the hardcore server here. Alright, so we're at the end. We have our 6 crests. So, octopus. Oh, octopus. I'm going to leave Durham back here. Octopus. This guy will go down pretty quickly. In fact, I'm going to, just to make sure that this room is cleared of danger, we'll just turn on a rapid reload here. Alright, so with our death and not really trying for breakables or anything like that, we picked up Conquest. We kind of outdid our death bonus with the tamper bonus, but we got 512 Reaper experience and just under 30,000 regular experience. I got 28,900. That's enough to have capped us out, so pretty good. That's Enemy Within. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please slam that like button. Really would appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys really soon. Toodles. Asking your fire stick. What are you asking your fire stick? Taking off, Smurfy? I'm not taking off yet. I'm recording tutorial videos for YouTube today.
Life is like a hurricane.
Man, any excuse to get this video to play.
Aeroplane, it's a duck blur. Nights of a mystery.
So I was watching The Ranch. The new season of The Ranch came out over the weekend. No, I'm not done. No, I'll be here for at least another half an hour, probably closer to 50 minutes. I didn't get on until a little bit late. So I'll probably go just a little bit long, like half an hour long or so. More DuckTales, please. Always more DuckTales. I was watching The Ranch, and minor spoiler, the boys were discussing who has more money, Scrooge McDuck or the Monopoly Man. Definitely they were. I feel like this is the question of our age. I'm leaning towards Scrooge McDuck, but I could be convinced otherwise. Alright, so if we put our, like, what is our haggle, or our UMD now? Our UMD right now is 38, so that'll put it at 39, which is no-fail UMD scrolls, or heal scrolls, which I think is the highest we need to really worry about. We have the jump spell, so we've already got a jump of 43. We have I'm not sure how we have a 33 without the jump spell running, but okay. So do we put a point in concentration? I guess we put a point in concentration for now. But I was thinking maybe we'd play catch up to open lock starting next level. Don't honestly think we care about any of these. Maybe Necrotic Ray. And then we have to pick a level 5 spell. Because we only have these. So I think we get a 5th level spell this level. So we want Cloud Kill, Break Enchantment, Dominate Person. I'm a big Dominate Person fan. Or something like an Electric Surge. We have Scrolls of Cold, Biting Cold, so let's take Surge. I don't think we're going to cast either of them very much, but... New Heart, Prismatic Ray. We could have taken a Prismatic Ray somewhere, I think. Wouldn't have been the worst. Alright. Don't think I care about this. I honestly don't think I care about that, because I didn't take this diplomacy thing, so I don't know if we need to put any more points in here right now. Which means we get to take a look at Eldritch Knight or starting Pale Master. Of course, there's also Battle Engineer. Battle Engineer would be good because that'll pick us up some extra damages. I kind of want to get to zombie form, but I also don't want to deal with the healing problem right now. We'll be able to self-heal a lot better. And we're still points away from being able to do this anyway. Oh, I guess this is 2, isn't it? I do like item defense. It's at 10 points in this tree. You don't want that much item defense. Do 1 point of item defense. Then next level we should be able to get to zombie form. We'll lose a little bit of attack speed, but we'll pick up 20% more damage, if I remember correctly. So that'll be really nice. PM self-healing is amazing if you're a pure wizard. Not amazing if you're not pure, though, because big aura yeah. So I'm not pure, I'm an arty splash. I like the flexibility. I also really like having the rune arm. But we are deep down that tree for sure. This can go away. I'd like to get pretty deep down the Pellmaster tree. And we could probably do a reasonable amount of damage. So like, let's not pretend. Right now, what's our negative? Our negative is 109, which is actually the highest of all of our spell powers, and we've literally done nothing. Which again is not saying that it's very good. This is really terrible spell power. But we're currently set up to be like all in on our repeaters, or not our repeaters, on the crossbow action. So we could definitely spend a little bit of energy and get our spell power up if we so chose. So chosen. Decided. Alright. Durham's got fresh Durham, so let's just pop over to the first deck and grab a couple of spell components before I forget again. None of these are the buttons I'm trying to push. Yeah, I'm super excited for just to have a different class. I'd like to give it a shot. I hear some mixed reviews on it, on the Alchemist class, but I'm gonna reserve my own judgment for those of you who are curious what my thoughts are at the moment. Part of the reason I don't want to say that kind of stuff on the stream is, what if it turns out to be great? And then there's like me going, yeah, I don't know how good it's going to be. I'm not sure where they're basing, like what Alchemist class they're basing the build off of. I've never played a Alchemist in D&D. Looks like there's one in 5th edition. This is probably where it's coming from. So let's take a look here. What's some of the perks? They have what they call basic alchemy, ever full bag, volatile mixture, and I know that they have some like things that explode. Create elixirs, discovery, alchemy school. Yeah, see, a lot of this is just not, I don't think transfers over from what I've seen. But then if we go over to the forums, and we take a look at the build. Let's take a look over here. Do we not have another breakdown of just the Alchemist? Oh, we did. Yeah, I don't see anything See the alchemist breakdown here. Go back to the form for the other form for a second. Here it is, alchemist class. Alright, so get 3/4 base attack bonus. You get a D4 hit points. Get simple weapons. Spellcasting ability is intelligence. Saving throws, good fortitude and reflex. Seems odd. You get alchemist scroll spells, basically. Arcane lore, magical training, spellcasting feat, blah blah blah. Alright, so you're getting insightful reflexes for free. That's nice. Alchemy on the run, so you can drink potions while you're running, I guess. It's kind of cool. And just general stuff to throw potions a little better. And the quote-unquote spell list tops out at 6th. Ugh. Which means at 15 you're going to have the access to your best spells. Level 1 spells. Venom Vial. Vial of Flame, Vial of Acid, Vial of Sparks, Vial of blah blah blah. And you get a smash said vials. So you have like a ranged version and like an AoE, like melee version. Then you get some cure spells. That's kind of nice, I guess, having access to cure spells as an arcane. Like, one of the things that I could do on my spell list over here, on my already spell list, is I could work in curative admixture. The disadvantage is that curative admixture is slow and you have to carry around the material components, but I wonder if it'll be over here. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I'm looking at the level 6 spells. You have elemental spells of each thing. You have a little bit of healing, a little bit of harm. Dust of Confusion. So yeah, it looks, I don't know, it looks kind of like a reskinned Bard to me. But I'm excited to try it. I have a feeling that it might just be good for like splash builds. Like, you might easily be able to splash in a few levels of it and get some work done, or go deep into it but still have like a 3 wizard splash. With a 3 level wizard splash, you can splash in a pale form. You know, like my favorite, the Wraith form. And then you can also like pick up mage armor and improve shield. Over here, and an Eldritch Knight maybe, if it's any good. And then that would, like, for just a few points, really boost your defenses. Again, I don't know if it's good enough. Don't know if it's good enough. Said I'm curious to fiddle with it. But I always do all my fiddling on live. I don't fiddle on the hardcore, on the Lamania. I make Tobrel and other people kind of do that testing for me. Which is not right, but that's how it is. Let me check something here before we get too carried away. I have all these videos to post and need to look to see how I'm pretty sure we did all these on their own individual quests. Greetings inside. All of the greetings and salutations, yeah, it looks like Oath of Vengeance is on its own. So all these need to be on their own as well. Alright, so let's record the next video. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to discuss before I start recording the video? So I have no problem hanging out. So I think it's Wizard Ones first. Before we start recording. Alright, Smurf. Well, tell your kid that his belly button sticks out too far. Alright, one more DuckTales. Let's do it. We should start the video with DuckTales. That'd be great. Thank you, my friend. It's definitely supportive viewers like yourself that keeps this stream up and running. Instead of just becoming a 24/7 bus-headed video. Kind of want to do the whole opening. Like I said, we'll, I don't know if I'm going to get all the videos posted today, but I'll try to take a crack at them. If it's got a problem, we'll re-record that one. If we do that, though, I'll try to remember to replay your subscription. Make sure that that's in that permanent video. Thank you, my friend. I deeply appreciate it. It definitely warms my cuckle. Right here in this region, right above my heart, where the cuckle is. You too, my friend. Alright, greetings and salutations, everyone. We took level 14, which means it's time to finish up the sweet experience that is Ravenloft. Boop. Final Visage. Let's get to it. Let's get a crack-a-lackin'. Just had a series of very generous donations that may or may not make it into some other videos. And I want to give a special thanks to Smurfy for these very generous donations. I do appreciate it. The stream is definitely powered by viewers like yourself. You like to be part of the stream and help make these, content possible.
Please find the ingredients for the antidote and purify the wine. Our wine is the last drop of hope some people have.
And of course, the best way to do that is either over on twitch.tv/SamusGarobo or jump over to patreon.com/Samus and support the stream there. My friend Witty is nearby. He's home for Great Bend
kneels on top of
this
one
week
of the huge vats, protected by
with his wife and daughter, and he just sent me a message saying, "Hey, we'll be free for lunch tomorrow if you want to come to Great Bend." So I might miss tomorrow afternoon stream to go see the Witmaster in person. All right, so this is the method I like to call the beef method. We're kind of going in what I think of as the back way. To look for the charm of purification first. In Beef's mind, it tends to be on this half of the quest most often. I don't know if he's correct or not, but it certainly is not so wrong that I just totally disagree with him. Alright, looks like we can probably switch back to... Let's go back to the Barovian... Sorry. Let's go back to the Ratcatcher and the Blight Inferno rune arm here. Together, those two things give us a big boost to our spell power as well as a pretty reasonable amount of DPS. There's the Aura of Purification that we were talking about. Orb of Purification. Now we just clear our aggro and we go downstairs. Personally, I feel like if you have D-Door, which, you know, this character does, I would normally go downstairs, clean up, and then D-Door back, come up here. It's up to you, it's however you like to do it. I was on autopilot and just kind of charged through this method, because I haven't had D-Door the last handful of lives. This is one of the times that I will fire off the... get everyone knocked out. This fight, for whatever reason, I feel like is one of the tougher ones. Maybe it's just because there's double spellcasters right there. And double spellcasters tend to be scary, but... it's hard telling. Hard telling why I think that, I guess. We can go back to firing off our rune arm. This rune arm, as long as we don't get it all the way to tier 4, will not break our webs. If we let it get to tier 4, then it can break webs, but short of that... so if we do get it to tier 4, we want to make sure we stand where it's not going to put the webs out. There's level 15 now. Again, normally I would not be banking nearly as hard, except there's a lot of quests that I really enjoy doing at these lower levels, so if you try to get as many quests done as you can because you enjoy them, then it becomes very easy to end up banking experience. Thought that wasn't enough of wolves. It's like Jello, except wolves. There's always room for more wolves, right? Always. Over this weekend, I tried a new recipe. Made what they call cracked chicken. Basically, you use your Instapot to make some chicken, and then you shred it. You put in like a ranch flavor packet, some cream cheese, some whatever your preferred shredded cheese for flavoring, and some bacon bits.
A cave leads down into the dark.
I think you could also put some hot sauce in there if you're into that kind of thing. I think I probably would do that next time. Add a little bit of hot sauce. The biggest challenge I had with that particular recipe was I should have probably gotten a... Ooh, this is going to be gross, isn't it? I probably should have gotten like some kale or something to put it up on. But I did not. guys all flammable this go around? Looks like he's somewhat flammable anyway. So we don't want to get too carried away when we're splitting oozes. We want to try to just gently love tap the oozes and then let like the firewall finish them off, since they will. So, split that one. Split that one too. Very well, fine. Give me all the Reapers. I don't care now. What I was trying to say is you want to be careful and be very gentle when it comes to potentially ooze splitting.
You found all the ingredients needed to purify the wine.
We got lucky. We've got all the
Now to
ingredients.
add
I don't
the
need the
antidote
shrine.
to the large
If
wine
you need a
vats
shrine,
on
you
the main
can
floor of the winery.
work your way around to the shrine that's like right over there. I'm just going to detour out though. There's no reason for me to do all this extra muss and fuss. So for the longest time, I would go ahead and clear upstairs, and then use the upstairs as kind of like a point
The
to
druid prepares to attack. Why do you
to deal with things. But now I've just kind of transitioned to just using this downstairs area like right here. And I think it's probably a holdover of adopting more and more of the strategy here for this quest. Oh, looks like we got a nasty lag.
More blights rush to the
Moment here.
defense of the poisoner. With the druid poisoner taken care of, you rush to add the antidote to the
Also,
wine
I have
vat.
to say, when
The
you're
choking stench of the poison cleaves. And is replaced
just
with
melting
sweet
bad guys,
fermenting grapes.
certainly
Thanks to
doesn't
you,
hurt.
the Wizard of Wines will
Alright,
give you
so
one
that was
more
around
opportunity.
15,500 experience points. Looks like it was only 275, 279 Reaper experience. Pretty quick. How long did it say it took? 8 minutes? That's pretty fast. No real reason to fiddle around cleaning that stuff as long as you can get back out. Which, you know, since we just had the one person looting a chest, in this case me, pretty easy to loot and scoot. So when you have multiple people, when it becomes a challenge. Alright, so that was the final Visage. We'll see you guys here for the next video. Again, remember, if you enjoyed it, please slam those like, subscribe, follow buttons, depending on where you're at. And we'll see you guys real soon. Toodles. Alright, let me respond to this message for Witty here. Alright. Trying to get some of these things. Alright. Let's see. Let's do Yester Hill. Yester Hill is a good tendency to have like all sorts of nasty lag, so this will be good. Already having a little bit of that lag goodness. Greetings and salutations, everyone. It is time for yet another Road Most Traveled or Road Most Taken with me, your host, Samius. We're on our way to Yester Hill. A couple of things to keep in mind with Yester Hill just right off the bat is that, one, it can get a little laggy with all these lightning flying around. If you're doing this on a hard difficulty, or it's your first time through, or any other number of... Excuse me, got a earlove right there. Brain maggots are in high force today. If you have difficulties with this quest, I have heard, I do not know for sure, but I have heard if you exit the game and restart the game in that area, in this quest, once you've logged in, it clears up like 80% of the problem. So, again, take it or leave it. But if you're a person that really struggles in this quest because of this lightning stuff, you might give it a shot. 2, you'll notice that I'm staying far away from what should be fog. Apparently I don't have fog today. But all along this tree line should be fog. And there are mobs inside this tree line. So by staying way up here against the fence, only certain ones will spawn and come after us. Not spawn, but aggro and come after us. And we can avoid quite a bit of the trash. We do have to keep an eye out for... See, I have a little bit of that lag stuff going on. You have to keep an eye out for stuff spawning behind us and aggroing. There's the fog. The fog has rolled in, everybody. We thought we were going to be lag or fog free today, but that was not the case. But we want to be careful, and again, still continue to try to stay up against this electric fence.
Forms emerge from the mist and attack.
Phantom's Reaper here. Not a big deal. Reaper. Alright.
With the destruction of the last
this is usually where I start to get a little bit more of the quest lag type situation going. When there's one on both sides, it tends to be a little bit of an issue for me, but I usually don't have too bad of a problem. You'll notice, like, if I jump, sometimes I'll like overturn. That's usually, in my opinion, like one of the things that happens to me, is because I'm trying to turn so far or whatever, I end up overshooting. But for the most part, usually don't have too much lag through here. Usually. Even though we're like all fired up here, we're still just not hitting these guys for quite enough fire damage. Might be better off switching back to electric here. I want to keep the fire on for the fire wall. Really another guy got spawned on the... Did you see that? We got a... down here in the furthest world, we were able to see what the guy was like without his hat. Might be worth going back and looking at it. The hat didn't spawn in until, I don't know, 3 or 4 seconds after. Alright, so something to kind of keep in mind is that we do not need to go all the way around. We don't have to clear everything out in this quest. We just have to kind of knock out the way to our path, to the path in the middle. We just have to clean that out. Which means if we're just tabbing around with our auto attack on or whatever, it's really easy to there's the path. It's real easy for us to aggro this next pile of stuff over here that we really don't have any real need to. Especially like me right now, as I'm just tabbing around. I definitely aggroed targeted a couple of guys over there, but since they were barbarians, I knew that we did not need to knock out any barbarians, so didn't attack. But it'd be very easy to just like, oh, barbarian, you know, berserkers, sorry, berserkers. Another B word. Some B word. Some pile of monster we didn't need to. Same thing with this pile over here. Alright, so, this fight. This fight can be real tricky. And you're going to get a lot of different advice on how to do this pretty consistently. Depending on the difficulty and your build, I would recommend caution. However, I'm on a build that I'm not particularly worried about caution, so just gotta get to town. Now, bad guys spawn directly related to the hit points of that guy that the main guy that we just knocked out, okay? So, cleaning up the trash is very good. Whoa, we got troops. It's very good in this quest. And then once the trash is cleaned up, knocking out the big bad between raves. So again, it's connected. How many guys spawn is connected to his life total. So if you clean the trash, knock him down a little bit, more bad guys will spawn. Clean the trash, knock bad guys down. If you're on like Reaper 3, Reaper 4, it's a lot more important. If you only have, say, like 5 or 6 Reaper points, it's a little bit more important. Slow it down. But
you examine the statue.
Or if you're like melee, there's lots of reasons. I'm gonna check this guy's MeUndies. Looks like he's wearing a gem-colored ones this time. We're gonna take those and grab some. Ooh, plate mail of the Barovian. Okay, not a special one, but still good. Still fine. Right, so let's see. 8 minutes for 14,327 regular experience and 353 Reaper XP. Not bad. Not great, not bad. A little better than the previous quest in the chain. So keep that in mind. Hey everybody, if you enjoyed this video, please slam those like, subscribe, follow buttons. I do appreciate it. Hope to see you again real soon. Toodles. Alright, this route we might be able to finish the whole... might be able to finish all of Ravenloft here. Raven's Bane is one of the ones that I personally find to be the most annoying out of this chain. But it's just because there's always a Raven somewhere that I'm missing. So we'll just knock it out. Alright, greetings and salutations everyone. I was just talking about how this is one of the ones that I personally find to be the most difficult, Raven's Bane. But it's not difficult because it's hard, it's difficult because I inevitably in this first little patch of fighting here, almost always end up missing something. Right? Like I miss
Giant bramble
a mob or
dense
two, and then I end up having to like double back
Muriel quietly beckons
through the
and some of the unearthly mists part.
through the quest to find whatever dork I missed. On the plus side though, if you're a fire caster, you feel like a master. All these guys taking double damage from fire.
The last scarecrow crumples and the magic of the nearby ward is disrupted. A section of mist fades, allowing you to explore further.
Wow, a bunch of fragments, didn't we? We're just tabbing around like crazy. So I mean, now there's still something behind us. We tabbed all through there.
With the magic of the ward gone, the nearby mists part.
I know we get to listen to Root 15,000 times. Let's try to web. I don't remember if they can web these guys or not. They're immune to fire, so I should stop trying to fire off my rune arm. But let's see if we can get a little bit close enough to fire off the circle of death here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's not bad, I'll take it. Alright, there'll be a couple
piece of
more.
parchment catches your eye in the ruins to the southwest.
Guys will kind of try to ambush us behind. I'm not sure where the threshold crosses over at. I don't know if it's after we talk to the Scarecrow or the Raven. These guys will all... I guess it was right here. Looked like we got into that time. Still in let's just switch weapon settings. We'll still have to deal with the fact that we're set up for fire damage on the Elven Knight's part of the tree, but that's okay.
The freed raven flies off. The ward's magic.
Alright, let's talk about these scrolls of the Baba Lasagna. I believe there are 4. I think, or I guess there's 5. I think I know where most of them are, but I'm not going to pretend like I know where they all are. I believe there's one right here. There's one very, very close again. I believe. And somewhere in here is where I usually end up missing a guy, so I want to go through this pretty close. Again, I think one of these runes right here is another one of those letters of the Baba Lasagna. I don't remember for sure. Talking about optionals that I normally skip. These are exactly the kind of optionals that I don't value enough.
Flapping wings and frantic caws can be heard from the ruined building to the northwest.
There's one. Alright, we're back to the dog land over here, so switched. Hopefully we did enough stuff to
The
yes.
raven caws and
So this one's usually the one that I, for whatever reason, I end up screwing up on real bad. I have to go back and search around till I find like one scarecrow hiding in the corner. Kind of nice to knock that all out at once. Alright, now we're back to Scarecrow Land. Scarecrows for days. I'm glad that we got everything switched over like I wanted it to be.
Sounds of weeping can be heard further into the ruins.
Now this is the kind of optional I'm all loot. Talk to the ghost. Done deal.
The ghost calls
It's not
out.
a lot of experience, but it's also extremely mild effort, right? Like talk to the ghost and you're done. That's exactly as much effort as I want to put into it. Alright, I felt like there was a scarecrow in there somewhere that we needed. All these guys on for us. We have a collectible and a scroll over here. Collectible and scroll. Alright, so now I know there's at least one more on our path that I run past every time. And then things get a little bit iffy. Yeah, we have at least one more group of scarecrows to defeat. See, this is what I mean. Always missing like one scarecrow somewhere. There he is. Is that it?
Frantic cawing can be heard from a large clearing past the ruins of the mansion.
Wow, talk about unfortunate for that guy.
The ward is dispelled and
It's
the
a
nearby mists subside.
Scarecrow and
You can now
an
look
ice
out
soul.
a large area of open swampland to the
It's gotta be a tough
southwest.
life.
Perhaps Babylon.
So how much damage do you take from fire? All the damage.
From both the southwest and the south.
How much damage do you take from fire? 4 times all the damage. What? Mono Damageville. Right, clearly you can shrine up over here if you would like. Alright, so now this big open area, kind of want to take a little bit extra caution. Just because it is such a big wide open area, it's really easy to get mobs coming in from all over the place that you don't need to knock out. That being said, again, the mobs are just more
A
these
raven calls loudly, as if it's trying to get
scarecrows,
your attention.
so
Several scarecrows.
not really that worried about it. Just a lot of casting firewall and
The creature drops a small key, giving action. The grateful raven flies off. Far off in the distance, one of the wards protecting Baba Saga's hut fades.
I like how the proper name is not lasagna, but it's clearly Baba Lasagna. I love me some Baba Lasagnas. Let's see if we can make a Kato lasagna. There's gotta be something you can use instead of. I think I saw a recipe once where they used zucchini. Alright, so somewhere here in the middle, there's a note. I think it's like right here. There we go. So now this last one, I'm not 100,000% sure where it is. You guys know me and my collectibles, so we're gonna mosey over far enough to get the collectible picked up. You don't need to clean up these dretches by any stretch. Oh, I saw that. Alright, now we gotta head over to this corner. This is the last raven?
Excitedly.
That tree root or whatever it was that was right over here was freaking me out for a second. Did not recognize it.
A loud click can be heard from the raven's cage as the creature falls.
Okay, it's weird.
You've deactivated a
something
ward
in front of that
protecting Baba
family, but
Lasaga's
it's
hut
not
to
really
the
live
east.
yet.
The raven
Alright, so where's this
flaps
last
its wings
journal
and
page
flies
at?
off.
I'm not 100% sure. I
The
think there was
magic
one
wards
inside
near
the
Baba
hut.
Lasaga's hut have all been removed.
I'm not
The
1,000,000%
intrusiveness
sure.
left, allowing you to
So what I'm
enter
just
the
going to do is I'm just going to kind of scan around as I run by out here. And then I'm just going to jump into this fight. I'm not going to screw around with cleaning that trash out there. Yeah,
A
there's
rank
one.
smell fills your nostrils as you enter the surprisingly spacious
There we
hut.
go. So it was
A caged
762
raven makes a
experience.
commotion in the northeast corner.
Again, if you
As
have...
the raven flies toward the exit, it says,
Oh,
"Take
no,
the
it's not
gem from the
him.
chest
If
and
you have
flee.
somebody out there
This
who
hut is more dangerous than it appears."
can prioritize doing that kind of stuff, then it's often a lot more valuable to have that than...
A deep groan reverberates from the floorboards.
I think
as
she's
the
immune
gem
to
is
fire, but I
removed.
think her
Then a
trash
hunched
is
figure
spawned.
suddenly appears in the doorway.
Maybe a few more friends then!
Baba Lasaga's screeches.
I'll have my revenge on you.
So that was 1980,
Just you wait!
Shouts Baba Lasaga.
19,842
The hut
experience
newly
and
cleansed.
353 experience, Reaper experience in 13 minutes. So it took us a little longer than the last one. But still pretty good. Ooh, some macabre hand wraps. Nice. I actually really like the macabre hand wraps. I recently did a monk life on Samius, and those were his primary hand wraps, basically, after level 10. So I don't mind having another pair at all. Excuse me. Migraines keeping me awake last night. Yeah, let's just grab whatever and get recalled. Everyone, thanks for watching. Again, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please smash those like, subscribe, follow buttons. I really appreciate it. See you again real soon. Toodles. Alright, one more. I think we can... I think I have the energy for that. We have 11 minutes left on our resistances. I think that'll be pretty close. Alright, everybody. Greetings and salutations. It's time for the last quest in the old Ravenloft here for us. Sunrise. We're just going to jump right in and get on it. I feel like this quest has really sped up for me. I really like this one. There's a couple of things we're probably going to, for the most part, kind of not. I think we found the sun already. We're kind of not too worried about screwing out too much. But I always come over here to this side and check for this mausoleum and this mausoleum. This one's up. There's an optional right here that's pretty easy to knock out. Bonus chest action. A little bit extra experience for not a lot of work. So we picked up the Sun Sword. We're gonna just glance at these here. So Bishop, Don Juan, and the Wizard. I'm not super sure what those mean, but if you look at those cards, they should tell you basically where the Sun Sword is, where the key is to get into the Abbey, and kind of shenanigans you may have to deal with.
Bestial figures look up as you approach. You spot a monumental key embedded in the
Last these Outlanders are not long for this world.
You pick up a polished
I almost always come back here. There's so much goodness that can be back there. Sometimes you can just like dig up the key. Sometimes you can dig up the Sun Sword. Sometimes there's, you know, a few things to fight. But basically, if you start that way, you check the graveyard. You check back there. You check over here, and you'll basically have found
two strange creatures guard
the stuff outside. Like those are the 3 areas of interest. Looks like we're gonna have a pretty easy run.
Otto unlocks
I like to come up here and talk to this abbot for a second.
You are greeted by
if I have not found the Sun Sword by now, I'll go downstairs and check.
Let this be a refuge of warmth and light.
But if I've already got that Sun Sword, then obviously there's no reason to search all over the place.
Explore the grounds. Let me know what you think of my handiwork.
Here I like to go ahead and run the far side. There's more trash to deal with, but you also have an adventurer's pack, which, again, I've already talked about how you guys know me and my love for my collectibles, so I feel like there's no surprise. We can all take an extra 5 seconds to watch a bunch of guys die in the web/firewall here. Not a big deal.
The dust that covers most of this room shows that it is seldom used.
Alright, so I tend to skip this bonus fights anymore. Often just feel like it's not necessary. But if you are interested in checking it out, or you want to look to see if for the optional stuff, this Abbott's Journals, Again, these are the kind of ones I normally skip.
Unnerving screams echo from
Pablo
the floor
Lasagnas
below.
was a because it's usually pretty close on path.
Tall, silent forms shuffle down the corridor.
Oh, where are you
while
on your time
strange
from?
cries come from behind closed doors.
Apparently, I put you exactly where you needed to be to live a long, long life, Durham. Be careful here. Ah, I was afraid of that demon soul. Alright, well, that's our second death since picking up our Kujal. Not the end of the world, but it is pretty aggravating. Just don't know where you were taking all this damage from. Because when I summoned you, it would have been nice just to not have to worry about it. Clear up whatever trash we need to clear up, and then we'll get smoted again here in a second.
Strange creatures burst from behind the doors, shrieking madly. I'm so hungry.
We're gonna croak here in a few seconds. Go. There's our Jira's blade wearing off. Today, Durham. Alright, so that's sweet death number 3, really. We're gonna call it 2 though. Call it 2. Because gibbering back up. Some of your stuff. Well, that's a big hit. 168 from, I'm not sure what, pick up our Kujal again. Alright, can we get all the way back here? We can. Alright, so now I do like to go ahead and do the optional here with the Abbot. I like to do it for 2 reasons. One, I just find it to be an enjoyable little fight, which is the main reason why I do optionals. And 2, it is a second in chest, or item drop chest, or whatever, however you want to think of it.
You've returned.
Booms the Abbot.
And the
Please,
fact that you
tell
can...
me what you think, and be frank. My only desire is to improve the Abbey and
Did I
this
not tell him
land.
that he was crazy?
You
Okay,
dare
dude.
to condemn me?
Says the Abbot.
You have any idea how hard I've
And if nothing else, just feeding more,
tried to help you.
having more sentient items, there's more items that feed your sentient
The
gem
Abbot
is fine.
twists into
A little
new
bit trash,
shape.
but never know.
One that was
Might get a
once
macabre hand axe.
magnificent.
Mad? Was it mad to fight against the darkness? I was sent to redeem this forsaken place.
There we go.
My struggle has been longer and harder than you can imagine. And I will strike down anyone who tries to stop me.
Man, is he still...
The Abbot falls to
Is he
his
still,
knees.
like...
Darkness. Nothing but
Still, like, running through his
cries
text here? Man.
as his mortal form vanishes
So
from
that guy
his
was a quick 1,000 experience, give or take. And like
A hatch
10
in one corner of the room leads
10
down into the cellar.
experience for your sentient gem. When you think of optionals like that, like, oh yeah, this gave me a named item that I'm not going to use for anything except for sentient food, you're like, okay, well then that optional was 10 sentient food and however much experience. Then the mindset on some of these optionals get a little bit, like if they drop just even a little something, you're like, oh yeah, okay. As opposed to these like collect 7 pieces of paper and there's the only reward is regular experience. You're like, yeah, regular experience. Regular experience anywhere. Or to take 3 extra minutes to get 100 regular experience. That seems... One snake socket, 1 crest of the wolf, and the defense shrine is in here. So we don't really need it, but it's always fun to have like a big old pile of hit points. Oh, where I parked my car. Excuse me. Oh, pardon my yawn there. Wasn't planning to take a nap this afternoon, but I may have to. Alright, so this Adventurers pack over here is behind the trap. Fortunately, I've not found a way to disarm that trap. Just time it. It's not a big deal. Jump past all this junk. Set this dismal shrine on fire. Break it, and then if you want to clean all this trash, you can. I tend to personally do a little bit here. I also personally normally don't have the shrine. Maybe now with that lost soul, you don't have to. But I have been very heavy on the firewalls this quest. While we're running through and waiting for people to talk, let's do a power drain. Which legally we're required to say power drain! Like that. But I'm not going to say it like that today. Seems foolish.
A decrepit shrine overlooks a small, tranquil pool. You open the gate and let Irina into the shrine.
There you are. This seems so familiar, but...
Alright, so we'll meet up with her.
I'm sure I've never been here before. Did you bring the sun sword? I feel that it somehow holds the key.
Wherever she stops, we'll give her the sun sword. Big secret to this fight is to stand in the water and fight in the water. In fact, don't think you can win unless you're in the water. I think you can knock him way down, but I think at the end you have to get him in the water to kind of win the game here.
There is no sound.
Power drain.
The water lapping at the edge of the pool.
See, it's power drain again.
Appears in the sparkling waters of the pool.
Power drain. Yeah, now you're supposed to say that legally, but
the sadness in his eyes turns to sudden
not always
joy.
down.
Tatiana, it has been so long.
So handsome.
Come, my love. Let us be together at last.
Irina gasps.
Sergei, my beloved. Oh, we were to be married so long ago. As this blessed pool called your spirit to me. As she reaches for Sergei, she is pulled down beneath the rippling water and into her lover's
Alright,
embrace.
so the Strahd father should appear here
Never
any
seen
second.
a happier couple as they
Let's
begin
get
to fade
ourselves
from view.
reasonably
For a
buffed.
moment, all is quiet. Then a peal of thunder shakes the land, and a deep, dark voice from beyond the mountains cries out.
She is mine!
A dark figure appears near the shrine.
She's escaped. To where I cannot follow.
Cries Strahd.
Help her. Make you suffer for that.
Strahd winces as he enters the pool. Part of this place's holy power must still linger.
Don't make the mistake of thinking you might win. The darkness
There,
belongs
I found a way to
me.
get you murdered again.
Every corner of this land.
Reasonable.
Gleam in her
So
eyes
we don't
was
have
the
to kill this
glorious
trash,
sunlight
but
that still
there's a
falls.
lot of story plot stuff happening here before our chest shrine or chest will spawn.
Try to
And this
imagine
chest is
those
pretty
eyes.
sweet, so we definitely
All I
want to make
see
sure that we stick around and loot this
Mad
chest.
abyss. This is a waste of time. You are back here, just as I
You know, I just know why this infernal pack zombie is not good right now. Alright, let's
Strahd vanishes with
put
the
a cloud
wind.
on this.
For a moment, you despair at being left behind in this really defeated land.
You guys stunned long enough for me to loot this chest. Let's
The sun's sword
close.
blazes forth with a
Hey,
roaring
kindred spirit.
black
Alright, that's not
light.
so bad.
You pick up the sun sword. The instant you touch the hilt of the dazzling weapon, you realize that this is the weapon that could kill Strahd. That this is the key to ending his dominion.
Well, that's Sunrise. Unfortunately, our injury was a little bit disappointing. We did get 2 deaths. Technically, I'm gonna call it 1 because of the gibbers. It took us 15 minutes to get. What was that total there? 19,000 almost, and 412 Reaper experience. I think if we were just a little bit more careful, or Durham didn't get himself smashed, I think we would have gotten through that quest without a death. Normally, I would say that I normally wouldn't die in that quest. Normally wouldn't die anywhere in Ravenloft, but it does happen. It does, in fact, happen. Alright, so we pick up our heroic deeds. We're going to go back to... back to, I believe, the first bar. I can never remember. Always go to the wrong place. It's like I continue to go to the wrong place. But we're going to go ahead and grab this favor while we're here as well. Just to mark it off. We'll go back to whatever the other bar is. Blood on the Vine Tavern. Which again, I think is the first bar. Get our awesome pile. Now this is where normally I would grab the extra experience points because it's basically a rank. But in this case, I'm going to go ahead and grab the big Gilder now, I think. I already have all these +1 tomes. So it's really between these 40 talismans or the big Gilder now. The big advantage of taking like talismans obviously is that you can turn them in to get an extra Barovian weapon, I think, or Macabre weapon of your choice. So how many of these do I actually have? Where'd they go? Yeah, I have almost 600. I think we'll be okay. I think we're just gonna grab the Gilder now. I said normally I'd grab the experience because I'm trying to get back to 20, but because we're, I'm trying to knock out all these quests, I want to leave a little bit of extra wiggle room. So there we go. Thanks for hanging out. Hope this helped with the getting through Ravenloft, and I hope you had a wonderful time. Don't forget to hit those like, subscribe, follow buttons, and we'll see you again real soon. Toodles. Alright. Can't believe I died. So ashamed. And did I pick up my smoldering cudgel again? I did, okay. Probably have to let that thing go here pretty soon. What I kind of would like to do now is I'd like to just die somewhere in the boat and like do a thing where you leave that smoldering cudgel around somewhere. You have like oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Like an Easter egg hunt. What level's a Ravenloft? Ravenloft starts at 10 and goes to 12. So I usually do them at 12, 13, and 14. They're really not bad. Yeah, you're using the Fire, the Amazon Fire Stick for the chat. Alright, so I think I'm going to definitely going to deconstruct this Kindred Spirit, and I kind of think I'm going to deconstruct this Barovian Plate Mail. And then I think I'm going to probably call it a morning here. I think I need to use the restroom, and then I kind of think I better take a nap.
I wonder what you'll pick. So many choices.
The way my head is... Ooh, yeah, probably this hand axe also. The way my head is thumping, chwomping. Yeah, it comes with the Twitch. Nice. You're just like... Is it Alexa? Or is it like Amazon? It's probably Alexa. So you're like... Alexa, ask in chat blah blah blah, or say in chat blah blah blah. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I have one. I have a Fire Stick. I don't currently have it hooked up. I've been meaning to put it on this television right here, but I kind of want to get this television out, unless Remington and I actually hook up the Switch, which might happen. Now that he's back home, if we can get his schedule figured out, where we can make something like that happen on the regular, we might do that. Really, I just woke up Alexa? Sweet. Alexa, turn off all the lights in the house. Ah! Okay, I won't do that anymore. Just why Tobrell always calls her a different name. He always uses like Alex or something. But he's got his whole house wired up so he can have her turn like the bathroom light on or various lights on and off and stuff. Yeah. All right, kids. I think with that, I'm gonna bounce out of here for the afternoon. Let's just see if there's any other small streamers streaming right now. See, Voodoo streaming, Deep Reap streaming, Newbie streaming. Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and raid Voodoo. And we'll get out of here. Alright, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. We'll see you again later this evening. I do have Monday Night Magic, so I'll be back probably closer to 10 like usual. And we'll see you guys real soon. Toodles.